just let me do it. Let me do it. So I'm holding the heart monitor down there, and with my other hand, I'm basically blocking my vagina so nobody can touch it. I'm gonna just share my story with you all real quick. Before pregnancy, before labor, because I did not record. It's not my thing when I'm having contractions. Just can't do it. But anyway, I'll tell you about it. So today is the 20th. I had him on the 18th. I start from the 17th. The 17th, I had contractions all day and all night. They were about 10 minutes apart. They only lasted about 30 to 40 seconds. But I knew it was contractions because it wasn't just in my back. It was all through my stomach, mostly like right here. And the contractions, like my husband could touch my stomach and tell I was having contractions because it just got so tight. It's almost like it's like your stomach just knots up and kind of pushes down. That's what gets the baby, everything flowing and, you know, going, flowing and going. And so I experienced that all day, all night. A couple times it got to where I couldn't sleep through it, and I would just get up, you know, and just look at my husband like, we really is here, because I wasn't due until the 26th, and usually I go over. I was not expecting this at all. I thought it was just like pre-contractions, pre-labor. I was not expecting to go into labor, and so I was looking at him like, you know, it's time. This is the real thing. But once I got up and got to moving around the next day, which is still the 17th. No, which is the 18th, the day I had them. Okay, so that next day, my contractions went from like 10 minutes apart. They got all the way down to about 5 minutes apart. And then, like I said, as I got to moving around, it's like some of them would be 5 minutes apart, some would be 8 minutes apart, and they would be anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes apart. And I was just like letting my sister and my daughter know, because that's my people who I have with me when I have my baby. It's usually always my sister. The last time, a couple times, it's been my daughter. My husband, he'll do whatever I need him to do, but if I don't have to have him in there, it's not his thing. It is not his thing, and I'm not mad at him because my sister and my daughter do great, and my labors are always really fast. Like, I usually just push one time and they come out. I'll be in labor long, but it's okay. I can take it. Most of the time I just take it home. The last time I got to the hospital with my last daughter, when I was signing in, my water broke. Everybody rushed downstairs. This is a whole nother pregnancy story, I know. When I was signing in, my water broke. So everybody rushed down with the bed, put me on the bed. We got on the elevator to go up to labor and delivery. And as I was getting off the elevator, still in the bed, I put my pants down. Honey, the nurse was like, hold on, wait a minute, what are you doing? And as soon as we got in the room, I didn't even switch over beds. They didn't even have time to turn on the lights, anything. I pushed one time and she came out. And so that's what I'm used to. And so it's not a big deal for me to be in labor. And, you know, like, I'm not going to say I don't need my husband, because I definitely need my husband and I always have his support. But it's not like I'm going through hours and hours of hard labor. It's just not me. It's not my thing. Okay, so anyway, back to this labor. Okay, so yeah. Like I said, they went from like 3 to 10 minutes, and I knew that was not close enough, so I kept going through it at home, kept going through it until my contractions started to be last at least like a minute, and they were 5 minutes apart. Usually I don't go that soon to the hospital, but I ain't gonna lie, this time I did want, I wanted medication, and I just didn't want to have to go through all the panic. I didn't want to be in the car contracting. Like, I wanted to do it normal this time. I didn't want to just stay at home the whole time contracting. And so when they got to being 1 minute, lasting about 1 minute, and being 5 minutes apart, I got ready and came on to the hospital. I drove myself. I had one contraction on the way over here, and I was like, "Oh, thank you, Jesus," because, honey, I would have got out the car and, just because I walk. I can't just stand still or just lay in the bed and have contractions. That would kill me. I got this thing in my head where, like, I would envision this time. This might sound silly, y'all, but this time it's like, so I will picture myself being like Harriet Tubman or somebody, like in the water. I was like in the water, and the contractions they were like on my lower body. So I would just like be picturing Harriet on her way to get some more people, and the water was cold. You know how the water be so cold that it damn near burns. And I was just trying to picture that, and you just channel that and put myself in that type of energy, and it really does help. It really does. Like, so every time I would have contraction, I got this, and it helped. And so, but I didn't want to be doing that in a car. I didn't want to have to pull on the side of the road and do that. And so I got here, signed in, I got checked, and I was 4 centimeters. That surprised me, because the pain that I was feeling and the fact that my contractions was 5 minutes apart and lasting a minute, to know that I was at 4 centimeters, I knew I still had a way to go. And so I was like, wow, yeah, I'm definitely gonna let them give me some IV pain medicine this time. And they did go ahead and admit me and put me in a room. And I stayed in the room about, what time did I come? I came about 6 something. Did all of that, signing in, checked up. And I had them at 8:39. So I had to be in a room for like an hour and a half before they gave me the IV medicine. Oh, let me tell y'all something else that was just blew my mind. So they'll give you a code, a 4-digit code that you have to get up to my room. And so they gave me the code, which at first it was like 1442. That's what my sister used the first time to get in my room. And I remember them coming in and telling me, your code has changed. It's 1964. And by that time, my aunt was in my room. And she was like, that's the year your mama was born. Mind you, my mom just passed away in November. It's March right now. And that has always been like, that's my backbone, my rock, my everything. Like, she has always been my everything I need. And so I was telling my husband and my sister, like, it's a little different this time. I was a little more scared because I didn't have her. She hasn't been in the room with me in the last 3 of my babies. It's just to know, she always has my children. And so it was just different this time. They were at home with my husband. And, I didn't have her to keep calling and talking to. I had my sister and them here like always, but it's just different. It's just different. So anyway, my aunt was like, that's the year your mom was born. And so later on yesterday, when I didn't even realize I was in room 212, I did, but I didn't realize my mom. First of all, my mom and my daughter was born on the same day. I had my daughter on my mom's birthday, which is February 12th, 2/12. Why is my room 212 and the code 1964. That's my mom's full birthday. Yes. Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. It's my daddy. He's here. He don't have the code. I didn't give it to him. He if he would have just called me, I'd have gave it to him. But anyway, they're letting him back. So yeah, my mom made a way to still let me know that she is here and she is helping me because it's 2/12/1964, her full birthday. I don't like for them to touch me. She asked me, she was like, Jamie, can I break your water? It's right here. Can I just break your water? And I was like, no, y'all, just wait. Just let it happen. Just take it easy. It's going to be okay. That's how I'm talking to the nurses. And they're like, you know, nurses, you know, they're used to this. So they're all moving and doing stuff. And I got one trying to, she was trying to move the heart monitor thing so they could see hear the baby's heart. And I was like, hold on, just let me do it. Let me do it. So I'm holding the heart monitor down there. And with my other hand, I'm basically blocking my vagina so nobody can touch it. And I'm just like, hold on, wait on that contraction. And when that contraction came, I pushed and my water broke. Busted everywhere. Like in the nurse's face, she was like, one of the nurses was like, I'm going to take a shower. And so yeah, I pushed, my water broke. And I did the same thing, wait. And so after my water broke, I did the same thing, like, hold on, wait a minute. I was waiting for that contraction. And by this time, the nurse had started the doctor had started threatening me. She was like, look, if you don't push, I'm gonna have to get the vacuum and we're gonna have to suck him out of here. And I was just like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't know why I didn't tell them, like, I'm waiting on a contraction. I just was like, wait a minute. And so finally the nurse was like, go get the vacuum. And I was like, right when she said that, I got a contraction. And I pushed, I think twice. And there he came. Came right on out. And I looked at him. Well, no, I'll show you. I have a clip. The only clip I have of me before having a baby. And I remember as soon as he came out, I had one nurse on one side, one nurse on the other side, and then the doctor was at my feet. And the nurses, like, I had one nurse, she was doing a little thing in his mouth with a little blue thing, you know, suctioning it. And the other one was wiping them down. And I was like, y'all don't get my baby, shake a baby syndrome. That medicine is something else. And they were like, no, we giving your baby clean the baby syndrome. And I was like, good job, ladies. Yeah, and so once they cleaned them up and everything was together, my placenta came out. It just slid right on out with no problems with the next contraction. And I remember looking at him and I was like, well, what in the hell? He has a bruise, like a bruise from his eye down to his mouth. I was like, what? I've never had that with any of my children, but I've also never let any of my children just sit there like that in my birth canal. And I was like, what is that? And she was like, that's probably from him sitting there or a way that he could have been laying in the inside. I was like, all right, cool. But other than that, like, that was the end of it. Everything's been fine ever since then. We got in our room. Well, no, I actually spent the night in that room, because in the delivery room, because it wasn't any more rooms available. And then this morning, I came into this room. Yesterday morning, I came into this room, and we just been chilling in here ever since. I've had family come by, my sister, my daughter, my auntie, my husband. My children haven't seen them. Hopefully I can record that when I get home and you'll be able to see them meet him for the first time. They seen him on FaceTime, but it's not the same. I have 5 girls. So this is my first boy, their only brother. from me. We have 2 boys from the dad, but it's the first boy that we're going to have living with us. It's exciting. I can't wait to get home for them to meet him. But that's about it, y'all. I'll show you little bits and pieces here and there of certain things, like what the room looks like or what the food is like, how I'm doing. But other than that, that was my story. That's my birthday story. So when you come in, as you can see, baby is right there. And there is a sink right here. TV is up there. And then it's just like a little resting area where people can chill. There's another sink right there. One thing I like about this room, I do not have to use the same restroom or sink as anyone else, because there is one restroom right here. And there's also right across from here another restroom, which is basically the same thing, except it has the little call thing and a trash can. I can close this off up here, or I can close us off right here, like this entire section. I can just close off. That way it will be just, you know, us over here. But yeah, this is the room that we will be in for the next 2 days. As you can see, I am still drinking my red raspberry tea. It's just gonna help with cramps and help my body, my uterus, and all my lady parts just get back into shape. Doesn't have a taste. This is my view. It does feel good though, just to sit right here by the sun. It feels really good. It's gonna help my immune system. This is the lunch tray that they gave me. I don't know what they had on the menu, but this is what I got: chicken strips and fries and a little fruit bowl. So this is considered, I guess, my dinner. Lunch. I'm just waiting on my husband to come pick me up, so I'm gonna eat real quick. It's just a Caesar salad and a cup of fruit and some sugar cookies and sweet tea. Bon appetit. Last meal at the hospital. And of course, somebody else is hungry too, so we're gonna eat together. I'm gonna breastfeed him while I eat, y'all.